You know those simple everyday things you do, like washing your face or sitting down? Well, in German, there's a special kind of verb for that, and they're called reflexive verbs. Honestly, getting the hang of these is a total game changer for sounding more natural. So let's just dive right in and figure out how they work. Okay, let's start with a really common one. How would you say, I wash myself? It seems pretty straightforward, right? But the way you build that sentence in German is just a little bit different. Don't worry though, because by the time we're done here, you'll know exactly how to say it.
So first things first, what in the world is a reflexive verb? The name itself actually gives you a massive clue.
It's actually pretty simple when you think about it. A reflexive verb is just when the person doing the action is also the one receiving the action. Kind of like looking in a mirror, right? The action you're doing reflects right back at you. That's the main idea we're going to be working with.
And this example right here shows that perfectly. You see, ich, that's the subject, the one doing the washing. And mich is the object, the one getting washed. And yep, they're the same person. The action literally reflects. That is the fundamental pattern you need to know.
Now, to actually use these verbs, you're going to need the right tools. So let's move on and build out our essential toolkit, the reflexive pronouns.
Okay, so this table is basically your cheat sheet. What's so cool about this is how logical it is. See how every subject on the left has its own special matching pronoun on the right. For ich, you'll always use mich. For du, it's dich. And here's a helpful tip. Notice how for he, she, it, and they, you formal, the pronoun is the same. It's always sich.
All right, we've got the concept down and we have our pronouns. Now it's time for the fun part. Let's actually put it all together and make some real German sentences.
So let's start with a great one, sich freuen, which means to be happy. Just look at this pattern here. We conjugate the verb freuen just like we normally would, and then we pop in our matching pronoun. So, ich freue mich, du freust dich, wir freuen uns. See that? It's a perfect match every single time. It just clicks.
And now, let's go back to our original example, sich waschen. The exact same rule applies. Now, you might notice the verb conjugation changes a little for do and sie or s, that little vowel change, but the reflexive pronoun pattern, it stays perfectly consistent. Du wäscht dich, wäscht sich. Once you learn this pattern, you can use it for any reflexive verb.
Okay, you've totally got the pattern down now. So what verbs can you start using this with, like right away? Let's check out some of the most common ones you'll hear and use all the time in German. Here's an amazing starter pack for you. We've got sich anziehen for getting dressed, sich setzen for when you sit down, sich erinnern to remember something important, and a really useful one, sich vorstellen for introducing yourself. I mean, these are things you do constantly, so getting this list down is a huge win.
All right, time for a little pop quiz. You ready? Based on everything we've just covered, how would you say we are happy? Just think back to the verb and the pronoun that matches we.
Did you get it? It's wir freuen uns. Wir is our subject, so the reflexive pronoun has to be uns. Yes, fantastic. See? You're already starting to think in German.
I know this might feel like a lot to take in at first, but honestly, this whole process can be boiled down to a super simple 3-step guide. Let's recap it so you have an easy little formula to fall back on.
It really is this easy. Step 1, find your subject. Who's doing the action? Let's say it's du. Okay. Step 2, match the pronoun. We look at our toolkit and for du, we grab dich. And finally, step 3, conjugate the verb like normal and just put it all together. Du freust dich. That's the formula, and it works every single time.
And there you have it, your guide to German reflexive verbs. So my last question for you is this. Now that you've got the tools, what reflexive verb are you going to try to use first? Thanks so much for watching.